I haven't done a video in a really long time, and that's because I've actually started a new job very recently. So that's why I'm like wearing like a little work dress, like you see. It's got a little skirt, black skirt attached. I've got pictures of it on my blog. So this is the dress that I wore to the interview, in fact. So I've just been to work, hence the kind of boring work hair and the work related makeup. See, check that out. But anyway, so I wanted to do a video that I've been wanting to do for a couple of weeks now. And as you can see in the title up there, it's GabriellaSofia, which is me, rants about people that kind of think that it's okay that we should exploit the privacy of the royals. Because obviously we recently had, well, within the past month or so, we've had these like naked pictures of Prince Harry that have surfaced on the internet, and of course just as that kind of chilled out and everyone kind of began forgetting about it and forgiving cheeky Harry for having the crown jewels on show, all of a sudden we've got pictures of Kate, you know, topless on vacation, and you know, everyone seems to think that, well, not everyone, well, some people out there, and the media in particular, seems to think that it's our right to be able to see these pictures. So people are pretty torn about this. Obviously, like, there's some people that think, yes, like, we should be able to see the pictures if we want to, like, why shouldn't we see pictures of royalty naked, and all that, and other people think, well, it's totally unfair, it's you know, against their privacy, and you know, they don't deserve to have that on show. I would fall into the second category. I think that it's a real invasion of privacy. I think that, yeah, like, I mean, if we go into the Prince Harry thing, like, obviously the way that all went down was that, as it seems, it would appear, I mean, no one really knows if we weren't there, it would appear that he was having a party in his hotel room or in a hotel room. You know, there was a bit of tomfoolery going on, get cheeky, take some clothes off, play some games, you know. I've not yet been there, but I'm sure there are quite a few people out there who have been there, done that, and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, I don't think it's fair that he had these photos taken of him and then put out for the world to see, and then the fact that some of the papers, The Sun included, decided to pick up on that and go against, you know, what's actually is fundamentally, I think it's the law, that they're not supposed to publicise those pictures, because, you know, it looks really bad on the country. You know, I mean, it's, yeah, maybe he shouldn't have done it, but I don't think that's really for us to decide. Like, he can do whatever he wants. He's a grown-up man. If he wants to play naked games with some random girls, then, you know, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Like, I've been to Vegas, like, it's so true. And, like, you know, he's not going to be the first guy that went to Vegas and got naked with some strange girls, and he won't be the last. And I don't think it's for us to be saying, oh, well, he shouldn't be doing that, because at the end of the day, he's a young guy. He didn't choose to have all this responsibility that's been kind of thrust upon him. Like, as much as I'm sure that he's happy to be in the role, because if he wasn't, then he would step out of it. It's not something that he can, you know, he can either do the role, and, you know, not have fun, it would seem. Like, he could take the role and not be able to enjoy himself, or he just doesn't get the role at all, and, you know, he's shunned from royalty and all this, which it's not really a fair decision. Like, he should be able to do the role. It's really nice and noble of him to take the role, but also to be able to have that kind of, that life that, you know, we all take for granted, basically. Where it comes to the Kate thing, that was totally and completely inappropriate, really unfair. At the end of the day, she was on vacation. It's up to her. If she wants to, on a private vacation, take her top off. It's not the end of the world. That does not make her any worse than any of the rest of us out here. You know, she's on vacation with her husband. Like, sure, if she wants to take her top off and get some topless sunbathing in, like, you know, why is that significant to us? Why should it matter? And this is my thing, is that, you know, the way that the press have been going about it, that both the French magazine who published the Kate pictures and the Sun who published the Harry naked pictures, Their argument is, oh well, we publish the pictures because most people can access them on the internet anyway, and you know, the public has the right to know. The public that don't have access to the internet have the right to know and to see what's out there anyway. Why do they have the right to know and to see that? No one has the right to, you know, go and look at somebody else naked. Like, that's not, no one has the right to do that. That's really weird to me. It's not an area of public interest. You know, there's no corruption that's gone on, or there's no you know, really seedy activity that like it's in our best interests for the papers and the magazines to show us that. It's just purely that magazines and newspapers, they know that they're going to sell copies if they're able to publish those pictures. So I don't buy into any of the whole, you know, it's only fair that that everyone should see them. That's total rubbish. And you know, I personally won't buy a copy of The Sun, and I wouldn't if I was living in France. I mean, I think it was Closer magazine, which is also a magazine in the UK. But you know, it would be unfair to kind of have a go at the UK's magazine version just because the Closer editor thought it was okay in France. But I personally would not buy a copy of The Sun again, just purely because I think that it really lacks integrity. Like, personally, I'm one of those sorts of people. I'm not a big fan of the whole idea of celebrity, which I know a lot of people will say, oh well, that's stupid because, you know, you're making YouTube videos and you're celebritizing yourself by having a blog and a Twitter account and all that kind of stuff. But when I say that I don't believe in the whole idea of celebrity, I mean, I don't believe in this idea that, okay, when an actor walks off set of a movie, you know, it's up to us to kind of pursue them and, you know, go into their personal life and, you know, mess around and take photos of them and their kids and be looking into what they're doing, who they're with, and all that kind of stuff. It's just plain nosy. And that's the reason why I've never been one to pick up like the tabloid-esque type magazines. I did used to read The Sun because I used to find, and I still find, well, I would still find if I still bought it, that it's one of the few newspapers that actually makes global news kind of accessible for people that don't quite understand the language and the more, you know, upmarket newspapers. However, you know, the upmarket newspapers do have integrity. So to me, that's kind of justifiable now for me to just kind of be like, you know what, no, I'm not going to get The Sun. I will get another paper, or I'll read another paper online instead of The Sun. So that's kind of my opinion on the whole thing. Like I say, I just think it's rude. Like, I think, imagine if I imagine, right, I'm on holiday with my boyfriend or my husband or my best friend or something, and you know, I take my top off just to get a good tan. If I imagine then that someone's going to put that all over a bunch of magazines and it's going to be all over the internet, you know, like, I like my body, I'm quite proud of my body, but I'm not quite sure I would be okay with the entire world seeing it. You know, and it's different for me because obviously not many people would be interested in seeing my body. If you're a celebrity like Kate, you know, everybody wants to see your body. Like, and so that's just really bad. And the same goes for the Harry thing. If I'd perhaps, I mean, I don't know whether he considers it a mistake or not, but if I'd done something which I might consider a mistake and I'd, you know, been naked or whatever, I would be absolutely mortified if the entire world was to see those pictures and for that to be something which no one would forget from then on. Because, you know, it would be there for the world to see by that point. The one thing that I will say on the Harry thing is that I feel kind of bad for him in a way because, like, who was supposed to be kind of his advisor that day? There should have been someone. I'm sure there was, like, security or something. And you know, in my opinion, as like protectors of the royals or whatever, it was probably part of their duty to perhaps say to all these girls that Harry was going to have this party with, like, okay, of course, like, Harry's going to have this party with you, you're all invited, it's fine, but I'm going to have to hold on to your cell phones, I'm going to have to hold on to your cameras until you come out, because these images, they look like pictures that were taken with a cell phone or with a camera, you know, that, like, I know that people can have like hidden cameras and all that kind of stuff, but it's not Harry's fault that happened. If anyone is accountable for all that, it's the people that are supposed to be that are being paid to protect him, and to protect his privacy. So that is where I stand. I'm not quite sure what you'll have to say. I know that there's a lot of girls out there, a lot of bloggers, a lot of girls that watch my videos who you know, like avidly purchase magazines that are about celebrities, and are really into. I know there's tons of girls out there who love seeing like pictures of, check out such and such a person on the beach, such and such a celebrity, look at her cellulite type magazines. I have no interest in that. I just think it's cruel and unkind, purely because I know that I'm not perfect, and I know I wouldn't like it at all. I just don't think it's fair, and I mean, it's almost a form of bullying, really, if you think about it, because if someone had a bad picture of me and then showed it to everyone, and everyone was slagging me off and saying about, oh yeah, she looks so terrible in this picture, isn't it hilarious, she's not perfect, she's this, that and the other, like, I would probably consider that as some form of bullying. Like, so I refuse to kind of engage in it. I actually haven't, for those of you that think, oh well, I'm sure that she's seen the pictures and all that, I've seen the picture which the Sun had, because it was right there for the world to see. I didn't buy the Sun, and I don't think my parents did either, so I haven't even read the article or anything like that. And I saw a picture which I believe was supposed to be of Kate, but it didn't look like Kate, and you couldn't really see anything on her chest anyway. Like, it appeared in the picture that I mean, it's no one's business whether she does or doesn't have nipples, but the picture was such poor quality anyway that I didn't see nipple. I didn't even recognise her as being Kate. If my sister, who showed it to me, hadn't have said this is Kate, I wouldn't have known it was Kate. So, you know, a lot of people out there will be like, oh well, I bet you went and found it on the internet and blah blah blah, and I really didn't. I've got better things to do in my time than to be checking out pictures of naked royalty. I really do. So I just kind of, my thing is, for those people that do have that real interest in it, I kind of put it out there and say, you know, do you think that it is unfair for you to be doing that? Do you think, like the Sun think, that it's our right to be able to see those pictures? Because I cannot, under any circumstance, say that I agree with you if you do. So that's my rant. Please go check out all my different links, which I'll put down there. So it'll be my Facebook, my Twitter, my blog page, maybe even my Pinterest. So definitely go and check those out, and make sure you leave a comment down below, because I would really like to see what your opinions are on all this. You know, it's all about healthy debate, so get involved in it, but be polite, respectful and fair. That's all I ask. So I'll catch you next time, guys. You take care. Bye.